Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Relationship Secrets Unveiled. Relationships. Let me tell you, they can be more complicated than a calculus equation. One minute you're riding the high of love, the next you're wondering if you're even speaking the same language. Sound familiar? Ever find yourself thinking, why doesn't he just listen? Or maybe you've asked yourself, why does she have to bring up the past right now? Well, you're not alone. Not by a long shot. Dr. John Gray hit the nail on the head with his book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And it's not just a catchy title. We really are wired differently. Men and women, we approach communication, emotions, the whole relationship shebang in completely different ways. But here's the good news. Understanding these differences is like finding the instruction manual you never knew you needed. That's what we're going to dive into today, folks. We're going to break down the key takeaways from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, so you can stop the cycle of miscommunication and start building stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Men want to solve problems, women want to be heard. All right, let's talk about communication, or should I say miscommunication. One of the biggest disconnects between men and women is how we handle problems. Men, we're fixers by nature. We see a problem, we want to find a solution. It's ingrained in us. But here's the thing, sometimes women don't want a solution. They just want to be heard. They want to vent, to share their feelings without being interrupted by Mr. Fix-It. And ladies, I get it. It can be frustrating when you just want a shoulder to cry on, and he's already drawing up blueprints for a bridge over troubled water. But understand this, men are wired to solve problems. It's how they show love. So what's the solution to this communication breakdown? Men, next time your woman comes to you with a problem, try this. Resist the urge to jump into fix-it mode. Instead, just listen. And I mean really listen. Make eye contact, nod your head, and let her know you're hearing her with phrases like, "That sounds really tough. I understand how you feel." Believe me, sometimes empathy is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. And women, it's okay to be direct. Tell your man what you need. Say something like, "I just need you to listen. No advice, please." It might sound simple, but being upfront can save you both a whole lot of frustration. Remember, clear communication is the foundation of any successful relationship. Men retreat to their cave. Women need to talk it out. We've all been there. You're having a great time with your partner and then bam! He shuts down, retreats into himself like a hermit crab. Ladies, this is what Dr. Gray calls the cave. Men, under stress, often need to withdraw into themselves to process their emotions. It's not that they don't care, it's just how they're wired. Think of it like this. Men are like elastic bands. They need to pull back to gain momentum before they can spring forward again. But for women, communication is often the key to processing emotions. Talking things out helps them make sense of what they're feeling. So when their man goes silent, it can feel like he's shutting them out. So how do we bridge this gap? Women, when your man retreats to his cave, don't panic. It's not necessarily about you. Give him space. Don't crowd him or bombard him with questions. Instead, let him know you're there for him when he's ready to talk. Men, reassure your partner. A simple, "I need some time to think, but it's not about you. I'll talk soon," can go a long way in easing her anxiety. Chapter 3. Women's love tank needs regular refilling. Let's talk about love languages, folks. You see, men and women, we often express and receive love in different ways. And one of the biggest differences is how often we need that love to be expressed. Women, we have what Dr. Gray calls a love tank. Think of it like the gas tank in your car. It needs regular fill-ups to keep running smoothly. But here's the thing, women's love tanks don't run on grand gestures alone. Sure, we appreciate those. But what really fills our tanks are the small, everyday expressions of love. A sweet text message in the middle of the day, holding hands while you're walking down the street. A little note left on the bathroom mirror. These are the things that make us feel loved and appreciated. Men, I know what you're thinking. You're telling me I have to be romantic all the time? And the answer is, sort of. It's not about being a knight in shining armor 24/7. It's about making an effort to show your woman you care in ways that she understands. Chapter 4. The scorekeeping problem. Men and women count differently. Let's talk about scorekeeping, folks. You know what I'm talking about, that mental tally we keep of all the good and bad things our partner does. It's a recipe for disaster. And here's the thing. Men and women, we tend to keep score differently. Men, we're often focused on the big picture. We remember the grand gestures, the times we went above and beyond. But the little things, the everyday acts of love and appreciation, those tend to slip our minds. Women, on the other hand, are wired to notice the details. They remember every little thing you do or don't do. And this difference in scorekeeping can lead to a lot of resentment. Men, listen up. Those small gestures, they matter. They might not seem like a big deal to you, but to your woman, they're huge. They're proof that you're paying attention, that you care. So make an effort to do those little things. Pick up her favorite coffee on the way home from work. Offer to give her a back rub after a long day. Chapter 5. The Rubber Band Effect. Men need distance to come closer. Let's talk about the rubber band effect. This one can be tough for women to understand. You see, men, we have this innate need for independence. We crave intimacy and closeness, but we also need time and space to ourselves. Think of it like this. We're like rubber bands. We can stretch and stretch, getting closer and closer, but eventually we need to snap back to our original shape. And that's okay. It's normal. It doesn't mean we don't love you. It just means we need a little time to recharge our batteries. Now, I know this can be frustrating for women. Just when you feel like you're getting closer, he pulls away. It can feel like he's rejecting you. But trust me, he's not. He just needs a little space. The key is to not chase him. Don't try to force him to talk or spend time with you when he's not ready. Ultra relationship success. It's from Mars and Venus. So there you have it, folks. The key takeaways from men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Remember, men and women, we're different. We think differently, we communicate differently, and we express love differently. But that's okay. In fact, it's what makes relationships so interesting. The key is to understand these differences and to learn how to communicate effectively. Men, listen to your women. Put down the tools and just be present. Women, give your men space when they need it. Don't take it personally when they retreat to their caves. And both of you, remember that small gestures go a long way. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. It takes effort from both sides to make it work. But when you understand each other's needs and learn to communicate effectively, you can build a love that's out of this world. Now tell me, which of these relationship insights resonated with you the most? Hit that comment section below and let's get this conversation started. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more such content.